Patriot Zero here. I got a real quick video here uh, regarding the antivirus type Andes, which was until recently just pretty much self-contained in Argentina. Now it's on board a ship. It's been taken to several destinations. They let 34 passengers disembark without even knowing what the disease was. They don't know how to treat it. There is no known cure. They don't know how to treat it. They've allowed them, without testing and without knowing what the incubation period is, to leave. The incubation period averaging about anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. That's the average. That doesn't mean that it's going to be that way every single time. They're dealing with human bodies, and human bodies are not machines. So what takes one person 8 weeks, you may find somebody that takes 9 weeks. You let them go at 8 weeks, and who knows? The problem is that they've opened Pandora's box. The problem is that they had sloppy management. That's the scary ticking time bomb. They let people go without knowing what the disease was and how to deal with it. And now it's everywhere. Not everywhere per se, like COVID was, but it has a potential. There is a potential, honestly, to become like COVID because we've allowed people off the ship without testing. Okay? And now we have another problem. We have people in the United States that were allowed to come back in, and we did not isolate them right away. I believe the reports are now that the person in Arizona who came in contact doesn't have symptoms yet, but may. They've been asked to quarantine now, but they were already moving around without quarantine originally. The person in California, the state of California, of course, is not telling us anything. They refuse to give us any information, and that's a problem in itself. My problem is that, let's say you start to develop symptoms, you haven't been isolated, you're not being quarantined, you're not under any kind of medical supervision, and then you go to the grocery store. Now, we know from COVID that a cough can spread droplets up to 29 feet. We also know that some droplets will hang in the air up to a half hour. We don't know what's the deal with this. This is literally Pandora's box, and we just opened it up out of stupidity. Let's say the person is at the grocery store and they cough on their hands. They go to pick something up off the shelf. You know, they're coughing on their hands because they want to be polite. And they don't know what they've got. It just feels like a cold because that's some of the symptoms at first. They handle whatever it is on the shelf. They look at it. Then they put it back because they don't necessarily want it. Now you come along about 10 minutes later and you pick it up and you just got it all over your hands. Now, typically it's not transferred surface to surface, but all viruses mutate. So there is that possibility that that's going to happen. On top of that, you touch your face, you touch your nose, you touch your mouth, and you just self-inoculated yourself with this disease. All the while, the person who gave it to you goes on shopping because they have no clue that they actually have it. Now, by now, they should probably have suspect any kind of illness, but that doesn't mean that they have. The problem here is that we had sloppy containment, sloppy management. Had we used AI as a tool, AI would have said, hey, isolate everyone that comes off that ship or lock them all on board for 8 weeks and see what happens. Either way, we let them go. We released it into the world, and we don't know the consequences yet because it's too early to tell. So, the people who have N95s, P100 masks, vinyl gloves, latex gloves, disinfectant, you're going to be ahead of the curve. I would definitely hit the store and stock up before there's a run on it. Just like the toilet paper back in COVID, I think you're going to see a possible run on masks and gloves and other sanitary items, because this could either turn out to be a big nothing burger or it could be a real shitstorm. And if it turns into another COVID 3.0, then it's going to be a shitstorm with a 40% death rate. And that's not good. So prepare accordingly. I just had to put this out because it's way too important. God bless you all. Patriot Zero out.